let's discuss two different approaches to sampling. So we could sample from a population either with replacement or without replacement. Let's talk about with replacement first. Sampling is done with replacement if the following happen. So first, you select a member of the population randomly. Member of the population is randomly sampled. And then part two is the critical step. Part two is you put the member of the population you picked, you replace them in the population. The selected member is replaced back in the population. You put them back. Which means if you sample again, that member has the opportunity to be chosen from the population again. The member might be chosen again. And the population is the same as before you took the sample. Or before you sampled the member. And then you repeat until you get your desired sample size. Okay, so let's think about cards as we think about an example. Okay, you have a deck of cards. Say you randomly draw a card from the deck. Okay, it's the 3 of clubs. Now what do? We replace it back in the population. In this case, replace it back in the deck. Reshuffle so it's random again, and then you could pick again. Because it's back in the deck, that first draw is exactly like the second draw. The population hasn't changed. The first draw has no impact on the second draw. The first random sampling, the first time you drew that card, it doesn't affect that second draw at all, the second time you do a sample. Which means that when sampling is done with replacement, each random selection is independent. When sampling is done with replacement, each random sampling, each randomly selected member is chosen independently. Okay, that's a key word there, independently. Remember, we just talked about independence. So when these two events are chosen independently, that means we get to use that simpler multiplication rule if we want to calculate an AND probability. Okay. Now, what if sampling is done without replacement? That's kind of the opposite. Sampling is done without replacement, if the following happens. So the first step's the same. Okay? 1, you randomly select a member of the population. A member of the population is randomly chosen. But then you do not put that member back in the population when you choose again. You leave it out so that member cannot be chosen again. Do not replace the member in the population. And because we don't put it back, that means the member can't be chosen again. The member cannot be chosen again or be sampled again. And because the member is no longer in the population is now different from when we started. Okay, and then we repeat the process until we get whatever sample size we want. Okay, so as an example, take that deck of cards again. Okay, imagine a deck of cards. You pull one card out of the well-shuffled deck. It's the 4 of hearts. You say, I've got the 4 of hearts. You do not put it back in the deck. It stays outside the deck. This deck is now different. Now it doesn't have 52 cards in it. Now it only has 51 because I took this one out. And so when I draw my next card, what I can draw has changed. I can no longer draw the 4 of hearts. It's not possible. Okay, so because the deck has changed, that means the events are not independent. They are dependent. What I do in that first step, that first member of the population that I sample, affects the probability that I sample the rest of the population. Okay? When sampling is done without replacement, sampling members are not independent events. And so if they are not independent events, if they're dependent events, that means we cannot use that simplified formula for the AND probability. We need to use this slightly more complex traditional multiplication rule.